Hey guys, what's up? Anton here with another one of my vlogs today, and this is going in line with a few of my other videos where I've kind of been talking about self-improvement. When I say self-improvement, it doesn't have to be in a specific manner or way. It can be a combination of different things, or just something that I haven't done before. So you might have watched my one where I talk about I've started swimming lessons and kind of my reasoning behind that. And something I've started to do as of late is actually take dancing lessons. And yes, I know that sounds really, really gay, but it's something that I kind of wanted to do and is something that I can do to help better myself as a person. So I'm actually doing hip hop classes before anyone asks. Everyone seems to, every time I've asked someone, they seem to say ballroom dancing or Latin dancing. I wouldn't mind doing Latin dancing because that actually sounds kind of cool and I reckon it'd be pretty interesting. I'd be like the Stifler from American Pie for Weddings. So if you've ever seen that, it'd be like when he's teaching him how to do the ballroom dancing for like the wedding day. It's like, you can't tell anyone about this. So yeah, that's something that I've kind of wanted to do for a while. By a while, I mean probably the last couple of weeks, because I've decided there's a bunch of things that I want to do in my life to better improve myself and get out there and do more things. The next step is actually to do a martial arts of some sort. And I haven't really decided between doing judo, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing or boxing, or trying to do a combination of at least two of those. However, it does come down to a money kind of thing, and I do need to try and get in some more shifts at work to help pay for that if I do decide to do it and find somewhere that's cheap and affordable but isn't like a hell dodgy place. So with that being said, obviously this video is entitled about dancing, and I'm going to go into that in just one moment. But before I do that, I'm going to say a little bit about swimming. So with swimming, I've been doing that for about 5 to 6 weeks now. And I'm not a very vain person. I've always been pretty thin. The only time I've really put on significant weight was when I first started playing gridiron, which is American football here for my local team, the Adelaide Eagles, where I put on like 15 kilos in the space of like a year, which was just fantastic. I was a lot more toned up. I actually had body weight. Even though I was still really thin, I still had more body weight, and it was probably the best I was physically, besides having a lot of acne, because I had to take Reaktion, and that just fucks you up really badly. Especially if you're a girl, that can be a lot worse. For me, there's like literally a list of side effects for that thing that you have to kind of deal with. And one of them is kind of depression. And that was something that kind of hit me a little bit. But we're not talking about that. We're going on to a positive note. So, with swimming, I've been doing that for about 5 to 6 weeks. And I have noticed a massive change in myself. It wasn't until I actually looked in the mirror the other day, because I'm not a very vain person. So, unlike my brother who goes to the gym a lot, I don't look in the mirror that often. But when I did, I noticed something. And that was, I'm not going to take off my shirt here because I'm still pasty white and like a washing board at the moment. But doing swimming, I have noticed a massive change in my physique. And by that, I mean like my shoulders have come back more. So obviously when you play a lot of video games, your shoulders come forwards because your pectoral muscles and your back muscles are very tight. So it pulls them in. So they've come back and sat back a little bit more naturally, which is fantastic because I hate having that rounded shoulders. Like if you can see your shoulders and go, yeah, it's horrible. So they've come back quite a way, which is fantastic, and it doesn't feel as like weird anymore, because I used to just pull them back at random points, just trying to work them. But I have been going to the gym a lot more, and that has allowed me to kind of loosen up those muscles, work on my chest and my back. But the main thing is definitely swimming, because I have also noticed my lats, which is the muscle which is like here, you can't see because I'm wearing like a jacket, but under here, like my chest used to just be flat, but now if I'm like to lift up my arms, it actually comes out further, which is a big change, because obviously when you're swimming, it has multiple benefits. One, posture, is because when you're swimming freestyle, it teaches you to have your spine straight, and when you're doing that, you're basically working your upper back, your chest, and your arms. Obviously, you're working your legs a lot, but that's more of a kind of a cardio thing. But you're pulling your body weight through the water with the motion and coming up. So that has just been absolutely fantastic. And I definitely think I'm going to continue to do swimming even after I've learned all of different things and take it up recreationally, because it's just been such a positive influence in my life. The only downside, though, is the smell of chlorine stays on you. it is horrible to wash off and you smell like it for a day or two after. And since I swim 3 times a week, I smell like chlorine all the time. But that is enough about swimming, and I'm going to head over to dancing, and I am going to tell you a little bit about that and some positive things that happened while doing it. So, yeah, I've started dancing. It is hip-hop dancing, and I wouldn't mind doing some other ones later down the track, but at the moment, as a person, I am very stiff and very tall and lanky, so a lot of my movements are quite stiff and rigid, so it's a little harder for me to kind of be loosey-goosey. If you've watched that movie, you might get the reference. So it's a little harder for me to be like that unless I've had a bit to drink, which is not what I want to do. So basically, doing dancing lessons is the next step. So I've started dancing, and I'm going to go through a little bit of the how, what, why, and why. So the reason why I actually started to do dancing is because I'm not doing football this year. So I kind of wanted to fill my life with a few more activities and to do and see more things and maybe meet some new people. And I figured dancing was a pretty good way because I actually very much like my R&B and hip-hop, and you can pretty much ask anyone that I know. Like, I listen to, like, every genre of music, and I know that is so, like, cliche, but literally, my iPhone, putting it on shuffle is a minefield. It can be, like, classical, and then it can go to, like, full-on screamo, to metal, to, like proper rap, not like generalized rap, but like, I mean stuff that like you be in like a car park and there'd be old people like, ah, hooligans. Yes, I like literally listen to everything, but I do very much like my R&B and my hip hop probably the most, as well as like my metal stuff. And just anything by Justin Timberlake is just awesome. So I very much like listening to that kind of music, and I really like, I would like to dance to it. However, I am not the best dancer. And by not the best dancer, I mean I am a tall fucking lanky motherfucker who needs to like drink a shit ton before I even attempt to go out and dance. And it has to be like a whole bunch of people around there. And I have to have my friends there to be like circle around me and block me out. Just like, so there's like no light getting in so no one can see me. And basically that is why I decided to do dancing. And now I'm going to move on to how I started dancing. So how I started is actually interesting. And I say interesting because I find it weird how many of my friends actually have an interesting professional like kind of career or side career. And one of the people I actually know who I actually played football with, he is actually a professional dancer. And he's done a lot of stuff, and his portfolio is pretty big. So I decided to hit him up on Facebook and ask him if he knows any reputable places in my local town, Adelaide. And what was absolutely fantastic about it is he got back to me and he's like, yeah, like, that's great, man. It's always good to have new people come in and do stuff. And I actually teach beginner classes. And I was like, not bad. And he says, hey, we start up classes in like a couple weeks. If you want to come down and try it out, we're in the city. It's like later at night on a Monday. And I was like, sweet, I'll see you then. Like, what do I need? And he's just like, I'll just bring like a bottle of water, some comfortable clothes, some shoes to like dance in, I guess. And not like slip-ons, like trainers is what I bought. So yeah, that's what I got. And that's pretty much how I got onto it, is just like, he's just like, come try it out. And simple enough, I was like straight there, start up in a couple weeks. And he's like, the day that it started, he's like, there's going to be like a whole bunch of new people that have started as well. Like, it is a beginner class, but some people carry over from terms because there's 4 terms. So I guess I probably better go on to how the first lesson was. I've been into several lessons and there has been a lot of stuff that's happened, which I will do in other vlogs. And if you're someone I've worked with, or you're watching this and I work with you, you already know this. And I've probably been driving you crazy by talking about it because it's a big thing for me. But I'll get into that later on. So basically what happened is the first night, like I said, it's in the city late at night. So basically I kind of get myself a jacket, wearing some like comfortable shoes. And I head into the city and it's pretty dark and it's a long street. And since it's late at night, all the car parks are like full and it's hard to find one. So eventually when I find one, I get out of my car and I start walking. And you know when you have one of those weird moments where like you're walking behind someone but you're heading in the same direction and they kind of look over their shoulder like, is this person like following me or being weird? Yeah, I had that kind of happen when I was walking behind one of the girls who was actually heading to the class in front of me. And what makes it worse is the class is actually like on a 2-story flight. So you have to go up 2 sets of stairs to go to the class. And what makes that really, really weird is that I'm like following this person for like a long distance. And then when they head up the stairs, I follow them into the same building. And then there's that awkward eye contact where like I'm up the first set of flight and she's on the other side. And there's like eye contact like, is this person going to rob me? But I'm not going to, because I'm not a horrible person. So anyway, basically when I get up to flight, there's 2 other girls there, plus Christina, who's actually the like treasurer lady of Hyperdance, which is the place I go to. And I remember that name for some reason. I think Ricky was saying something about her. I think she organized some things for him. So basically, at the moment, there is 2 girls and myself, and then there's Christina, who's a treasurer. So basically, everyone has to kind of sign in, so all of those other people that were there, the other 2 girls, were new as well. So basically, I kind of rock up, I say, oh, hey, my name's Anton, I put it down, my name, and then I go over and sit in a corner and put on my shoes, because I bring the other ones, and the ones I was wearing was kind of this, like slip-on stuff, just a casual wear. And then the other girls started giving their numbers to the lady as, I guess, a way of signing up for things. And then I'm like, oh, do you need mine as well? And she's like, yeah. And then I'm like, because I don't want to be the weird person there. I kind of want to engage with everyone. Because it is obviously weird having a guy in like a class, which is predominantly going to be females. It's kind of like being a guy in a cheerleading squad, I guess. So, with that being said, I start talking to Christina because I remember her name, and I'm like, oh, I actually got recommended by Ricky. And then she's like, oh, that's great. And we just start talking. She's like, how do you know Ricky? And I'm like, I actually played in football with him in the same team. And I start talking to her about that, and then the other girls come over and we start just talking about like how we kind of got interested in this. And the other girls' names is Sam and Jamie, and then there's Christina. But what kind of makes it weird is that as I was rocking up, the class that's just before mine is Intermediate Hills, which is like just the all-girls class where they kind of dance around in hills. So if you've seen like any of Beyonce's music videos, pretty much, what is it, Single Ladies? Something like that. That is basically what they're kind of doing in routines. And I'm like, oh, hi, do you have a toilet here? And she's like, yep, so it's just through that room all the way at the end, like literally across the studio. I'm just like, I can wait. And she's like, it's fine, trust me, it's all good having more guys in the class. I'm just like, I can wait. I don't like just be like walk across and just get like hit with like a brick out of nowhere. I'm like, oh god. So basically I'm just starting talking to other people and kind of getting interested, and one of the girls that was actually there was actually really, really cute. And that comes into it a little bit later for reasons. But finally, Ricky kind of rocks up and I just start talking to him, and it was just like, since he's the only person there that I know, because I was trying to get one of my friends, Sarah, to be like my wingman, I guess, in the class, and just come down and try it out so I don't feel so weird. But luckily enough, I knew Ricky, and it made the night so much easier and more fun. And what I mean by that is the class eventually starts up, and for me, anytime I meet a new group of people or I'm in a group of with a group of friends, I have like this need to be the comedian of the group, because for me, I find just making jokes and making a fool of myself sometimes allows everyone else to kind of be more relaxed and open up a bit more, which is just fantastic, because I definitely think it kind of sets the mood for the class. Like, no one here is to judge, and everyone here is to just kind of better themselves in a way, which is fantastic and great for me, because like as a guy, it can be weird sometimes. So moving on. During the class, I just do like a whole bunch of like things and stupid things. Like this one part where we had to do freestyle across the room. So obviously it's a studio thing. So there's just mirrors across the wall, and we had to go lengthways and just kind of do our own thing to music and head up and back. But the groupings were basically 2 groups of girls and then a group of guys, which was just 3 of us. So yeah, that was weird. But since I'm I'm self-conscious, but the thing is, since I know I'm there to get better, it's easy for me to be a little bit more fluid and fun. So when we're going across, the other guys are a bit more stiff as well, but I know I suck. So it's just like, I announce just to be retarded, because the other girls went first and it was just the guys left. And it was like, okay, shopping trolley, lawnmower, chicken wing, just to be a dick. And I just love kind of being the comedian. Like I said, it's just something that's fun, it's interesting for me. And basically, throughout the class, we have drink breaks, and I'm just talking to people in between. Talking to the other guys, obviously, because it's a little bit more safer to talk to them. There was other 2 blokes. I think one has Asperger's, which will come to a story in one of my other vlogs. And one of the other blokes is basically the boyfriend of one of the other girls that's there, who I think got roped into doing it, but he seems to be having fun doing it. And I was talking to one of the girls, Jamie, a little bit. Because obviously at this point, now that I've said her name twice, you can probably get the idea, but I like this girl. Moving on. So I'm just talking to everyone in between the drinks breaks, kind of having a little bit of fun with it, making jokes and stuff. And then skip towards the end of the night. We finish up. And at the end of the night, everyone kind of leaves, except basically me, Jamie, and Ricky. Ricky being the guy that I played football with, who's the instructor. And I walk up to him like, that was definitely fun, man. You definitely seen me back. I enjoyed it. And I was just saying like, oh, I'll be pretty bad at it, but I can only get better. And he's like, yeah, that's good, man. Like, definitely just like fun. I'll be here early if you want to come in and like practice stuff. And then I go to like leave, and Jamie comes to leave as well. And basically, Ricky's like, hey, you guys know parking's pretty bad here in the city at night, right? And I'm just like, yeah, I know. I had to park all the way down the end of the street. And then Jamie's like, yeah, I parked down like a side alley. And I'm just like, you parked down a side alley? Like, for me, that would probably be fine, because I don't think anyone wants to, like, attack a guy. Sorry, so I went off track there. Yes, I don't think anyone wants to attack a guy, but, like, a girl would be, like, a different thing. So, basically, I offered to walk her to her car, and I thought that was kind of sweet and gentlemanly. That's a word now. So basically we start to leave, and I was just asking her, and we're just talking and I found out that she's actually a singer and she plays the piano, which I found was actually 2 really interesting attributes to someone's personality, and she actually seems like a very interesting girl. And that is something that I've been pursuing for a while, and I'll go into another vlog about that afterwards, because that requires its own thing, because this video is probably at 30 minutes or will be edited down to some area amount around that. But anyway, as we were walking, we're just walking and talking, and she's saying about how she's a singer and plays piano. We're just talking about different stuff, and we're just walking, and I walk her to a car, and basically once we get to her car, she's still talking to me, which I took as a good sign, because obviously if she probably wasn't interested, or like obviously she can just be being polite, but she might just want to go. But she was staying there talking to me, so I found that as a good sign, and yeah. But yeah, that goes on to a whole nother vlog. There's not enough time in this one for it. But if you'd like to see that one, I'll put that one up sooner or later. And you guys can watch how that kind of unfolds and what's happening next week or in a couple of days for me, which will be weird because this is a vlog and it's pre-recorded. So, yeah. But other than that, I'm going to leave it there, guys. If you've done dancing or started dancing as a weird thing, leave a comment below on how you got into it and why you started it. And if anything good came of it, or if you got really, really good at it, that'd be very fantastic. And with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Bye.